This video will show you how to replace the front brake backing plate on a Ford Transit 250. This will be located behind your front brakes. Let's get into it. After the replacement of this part, you will want to get yourself a four-wheel alignment. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Safely raise and support the front end of the vehicle so your front wheel's off the ground. Now once we've done that, we're going to be using a 21mm to remove all 5 of our lug nuts. Then we can remove that wheel. Let's set that aside. Now that we have the wheel off, we have a clear view of our front brake caliper. We need to push back our caliper pistons. Now I'm just going to do this easily using a small prying device directly in this area here. I want to press in between the caliper and the brake rotor. Just a gentle amount of pressure here. We really don't need much. Now once I do have some movement from this area, let's continue on with the caliper bracket mounting bolts along the back side here. Let's make our way to our 21mm caliper bracket mounting bolts. Quick inspection. Let's start it back in a couple threads. That'll prevent this from falling down while we continue on. Both of those bolts look the same. You don't need to worry about mixing them up. We'll take hold of that caliper. Go ahead and fully remove that bolt that we had started back in. We can remove that caliper. Let's set this aside temporarily. We're going to hang this so it's putting no pressure on our flex hose. Continuing on, we need to have a look in this area. Now we can see that we have 5 bolts right out in the open, but there's actually going to be 5 more bolts that are hidden deep inside of this area. You're going to have to carefully turn this while looking inside. Inside this area, you're going to find that you have 5 T50 Torx bolts that need to be removed. During the removal, we're going to be removing the wheel bearing from the knuckle. So now for this, we're going to have an extended T50 because we have to get deep in this area. There's one of our mounting bolts. Continue on to all others. Let's make our way all the way around here. So now at this point, there's really nothing holding this in place, holding the wheel bearing to our steering knuckle located behind it, an exception of rust. So we're just going to carefully tap on this and breaking it free. Keep in mind, this can be heavy. We don't want it to fall and potentially hurt you. We'll pull this out of place. The backing plate is held in place with 3 8mm headed mounting bolts. Make sure we hold on to that backing plate while we remove the final bolt. Prior to installing our backing plate, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. We have our 3 mounting bolt ports here. We'll just clean this entire hub surface. Now it's time to install that backing plate. As far as the backing plate mounting area, I like to use some anti-seize on each one of my 3 ports. Let's get that backing plate in place. We'll make sure we have it in the proper orientation. We need to make sure that we can see our caliper bracket ears. Once we have it in the proper placement, we can start in each of our 3 mounting bolts and we'll bottom them out. We're not tightening any of these until all 3 of them are started in, just in case we have to maneuver this backing plate around at all. The torque for each of these will be 89 inch-pounds. Now we can get our wheel bearing and brake rotor in place. We want to make sure we have our bolts cleaned. We'll have some thread locker. Let's go ahead and start in each of these mounting bolts once we have that wheel bearing in place. Now before we get this in place, let's have a quick look along the back side. We're looking at the wheel bearing flange. Now if you were looking at the flange itself, you can see that it does have ears where the bolts go through, and if you could see the brake rotor through that, you can see that we have ports for our mounting bolts. While we have it in this position, let's just attempt to align those as close as possible, and we can get this in position on the steering knuckle. As I bring this up, I'm attempting to match this up with the knuckle. Now we're going to have to hold this in place. Keep in mind it can be heavy. Let's start in each of those mounting bolts, and then we'll carefully bottom them out. Using my T50. My adapter does fall out of my socket. That's okay. Now we'll just do the same for all others. Let's bottom this out and torque it to 46 foot-pounds. Now when we snug these up, let's go crisscross here. We're going to form a star. Get this in place. Now when we bring this into position, we need to pay attention to our flex hose, confirming it's not twisted in a way that could restrict brake fluid flow. Once you've confirmed that, we'll continue on with our 2 caliper bracket bolts. Start them in, snug them up. We'll torque each of these to 202 foot-pounds. Once you have the wheel in place, go ahead and start on all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts. You're going to bottom them out in a crisscross manner. Once you have the wheel back on the ground, torque each one of the lug nuts to 148 foot-pounds. Now I have the wheel back on the ground. Let's go ahead and torque each one of our lug nuts to that 148 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay friend, we finished our installation. Now the next thing we want to do is make our way into the passenger compartment. You want to make sure you pump up that brake pedal till it's nice and firm, take your vehicle for a road test, and get yourself a 4-wheel alignment. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.